There are millions of YouTubers out there, but only 10 have had a chokehold on my serotonin, my personality, and my entire YouTube history. Some made me laugh when I wanted to cry. Some made me feel seen. Some made me feel like maybe I'm not that weird after all. This isn't just a ranking. This is my love letter to the internet's most unhinged, underrated, and iconic creators. Oh, by the way, this is a timestamped video. All 10 creators are listed in the description, so if one of your creators happens to be on this list and you want me to rave about them, just click the timestamp. Have fun, enjoy yourself. This is my top 10 favorite YouTubers of all time, and if you disagree, well, make your own list. And hey, comment down below, who is your favorite YouTuber? I'd like to know. Let's begin. Alright, we're starting strong with number 10. It's niche, it's specific, and it's very me. We're talking about Overanalyzing Avatar. If you're obsessed with Avatar The Last Airbender, like if it's your personality, your religion, your comfort show, your background noise, and your front and center, you need to watch this man. Watching his videos feels like rewatching Avatar for the 100th time, but this time you've got a friend next to you. A friend who is just as nerdy as you, who's pointing at the screen and going, "Did you see that? That's not how his hand looked in the last frame." He notices everything. Fingers drawn wrong, background characters fading in and out of existence, continuity errors. He'll catch any tiny animation slips and then go deep into what it means for a character arc or theme. And when he talks about Zuko, or Azula, or Ba Sing Se, it's not surface level fan stuff. It's real, thoughtful, critical insight. And it's funny as hell too. He's not just a guy reviewing a cartoon. He is a fan, like a real one. The kind who pauses the episode 15 times to scream about one line of dialogue, and then somehow makes it make sense. And if you're like me, if Avatar lives in your head rent-free, then watching Overanalyzing Avatar feels like finding your people. It's like rewatching the show with someone who sees all the same weird little details like you do, but also points out 10 things that you missed. One thing I love, after he finished covering all 3 seasons of Avatar, he didn't just stop. He jumped straight into Legend of Korra. And look, people have a lot of opinions about Korra. Some of them hate it, some people treat it like it ruined the original. But he actually gave it a chance. He reviewed every episode, dissected every moment, and he didn't just trash it for clout. He gave the show a fair shot. He pointed out what worked, what didn't, and respected it enough to analyze it with the same love and care as AJayll. That's rare in this fandom, and I appreciate that so much. Alright, number 9 is easy. Chris Stuckmann. This man has impeccable taste in movies. He has single-handedly recommended some of my all-time favorites. But first of all, his reviews, in-depth, well-edited, and genuinely fun to watch. But what I appreciate the most about him is that he always shares a little personal story or a memory with the movie he's talking about. Like in his Home Alone reviews, he doesn't just critique the movie, he's reliving it, reciting the lines, talking about how much it meant to him as a kid.
I tell you what I'm gonna give you, snakes. I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good for flushing caucus out my...
That whole review, so full of joy. It made me feel like a kid again. But the biggest reason he's on this list He got me watching 12 Angry Men. I had never heard of it. He gave it an A plus, called it a masterpiece, and I was like, okay, let me check it out. And now it's literally my favorite movie of all time, like dead ass. I'm Gen Z, 1950s courtroom drama. It's not something that I would normally be interested in, but because of Chris, I gave it a chance. Same with Psycho, 1960, black and white, shower scene. I was hesitant, but the way he described it, the tone, the empty house, Hitchcock's direction, I watched it and I loved it. Same goes for Halloween, the original one, The Shining, so many more. I've discovered so many amazing movies just because he spoke about them with love and excitement. Chris Stuckmann is just awesome. He's not loud, he's not performative, he just really loves movies. And because of that, so do I. Okay, at number 8 is someone I truly admire. Be Kind, Rewind. First of all, the voice. Her voice is so calm and soothing, it's like the internet's version of a lullaby laced with Oscar trivia. I could listen to her narrate the downfall of the studio system for hours. And honestly, I probably have. Her videos are long form, super niche, and incredibly well researched. She talks about Oscars, old Hollywood, and the careers of actresses who paved the way, stumbled, or got completely erased. It's cohesive, informative, and fascinating. She doesn't just regurgitate Wikipedia, she dives deep. One of my favorite videos from her is a two-part breakdown of Joan Crawford and Bette Davis in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. And she doesn't just focus on the feud, she contextualizes everything. The careers, the image making, the press manipulation. She even brought on Lip Synca, a drag queen who impersonates Joan, just to ask, why are people still obsessed with her? It was smart, it was unexpected, and it was iconic. And you know what else I loved? In part 1, she didn't even start with Joan or Betty. She spotlighted the actual winner of that year's Oscar, Anne Bancroft. She took the time to explore Anne's entire journey. Her performance in The Miracle Worker, her career, her absence from the ceremony, and how Joan Crawford accepted the award on her behalf. And that's what I love about her. She's not just telling stories, she's reclaiming narratives. She's never afraid to shed light on the forgotten women, the ones we overlook, the ones who deserve a moment. Be Kind, Rewind is elegant, passionate, and deeply authentic. She makes content she actually cares about, and you can feel it in every word. Okay, coming in at number 7, we have AJayll. This girl is my go-to when I need to relive an album release in real time. Her reactions, so real, so honest, so full of drama. You can actually see the emotional breakdown happening on her face as she listens to a bridge for the first time. I love watching her dive into new music, whether it's Taylor Swift, Doja Cat, Beyonce, or even some indie stuff. And what I love the most is that she's not afraid to say, "This ain't it," or to completely lose her mind when it is. My favorite video from her is when she's reacting to Cupcake and has a full on meltdown while listening to the lyrics. That video makes me laugh. Her channel feels like watching music with a best friend. She's expressive, funny, full of energy, and her takes are always on point. She makes listening to music feel like an event, and that's why I always go back. AJ, if you're listening or watching, you are an icon, you're a legend, and you are the moment.
Peace the world.
Okay, where do I even begin? I have to put these two on my all-time favorite list, and it's for a very important reason. This channel, these two gay husband dads, gave me something I desperately needed back then: hope. Now, look, I don't keep up with them as much now. I haven't watched their videos in years, although I should. They make beautiful content. But I used to watch them around 2017 or 2018 when I was like 16 to 17 years old. And at that time, I was struggling. I was really confused about my sexuality. Every time I felt attracted to a man, it filled me with guilt, with shame, and I genuinely believed something was wrong with me. That maybe it was just a phase or a sickness that someday is going to fix on its own. And then I stumbled across this channel. I saw two men, legally married, raising a beautiful adopted child, living in a cozy home, laughing, loving, taking trips, just existing. And it changed something in me. It was the first time I saw gay love and gay family life presented as normal. Not tragic, over-sexualized, not shameful, just normal. It made me think, maybe one day that could be me. Maybe I could have that too. I used to be obsessed with them, watching their trips to Big Bear, Blue teasing Matt in every vlog. Crow is such a beautiful, sweet little boy, always full of joy. And now they have a daughter too, which is so beautiful. They have been open about their journey through adoption as a gay couple. And hearing them talk about it, not just the good parts, but the challenges too, meant everything to me. That's why I'm putting Matt and Blue in my top 10. Because even though I don't watch them every day now, the impact they had on me back then was profound. They made me feel a little more comfortable in myself, a little more hopeful about the future, and for that, I will always love them. On number 5, we have none other than Miss Terri Joe. I had to put this bitch on the list. Terri Joe, my Caucasian queen, white pearl, snow white skin. She is my daily serotonin boost, and I do not say that lightly. I know what you're going to say. Oh, she's a TikToker. Yeah, she is. But in my opinion, she has transcended TikTok. She has fully crossed over to YouTube royalty, thanks to her unhinged followers, and I say that with love, who post every single one of her lives like they're documenting a presidential archive. That's how I discovered her, on a fan channel called P. One of her lives went viral, I clicked, and it was over for me. I have been a fan ever since. And yes, even though she screams on TikTok, she has given me hundreds of hours of content on YouTube. Compilations after compilations, I have watched them all. She's made me laugh like hell, like genuinely, like crying laugh, wheezing, choking, covering my mouth kind of laugh. My favorite moment? Easy. She went live with Demi. They were talking about their bodies, and Terri says, "Well, my body is a wonderland." And Demi says, "Wonderland? Your body is Candyland, bitch, you have diabetes." And Terri completely loses it. She rolls off the screen laughing, can't even keep the character, and cuts the call. I howled. That moment lives rent-free in my brain.
My body is Wonderland.
Is Wonderland?
Mm-hmm. Well, your body is Candyland, bitch. You have diabetes.
And honestly, I could list hundreds of moments like that, but we don't have time for that in this video. Just know this girl has given me hours and hours of joy. And she is genuinely one of the funniest people I've ever watched online. And behind all that chaos, Keelan, the artist who plays Terri Joe, he's so talented. Like, this isn't just comedy, this is improv, character work, performance art. And I genuinely believe he deserves his own show. I wish him nothing but the best, and I will be seated for whatever he does next. Alright, number 4. We have HasanAbi, Hasan Piquer, or as I like to call him, Hasan Papi. Because he's so hot, let's not lie. That's not why he's on this list. I mean, it doesn't hurt, but no. He's here because creators like him are needed. He is a left-wing political commentator, a Twitch streamer, a himbo intellectual, and right now, that matters. Here's the thing. The media is absolutely crawling with right-wing political voices. And these are not just fringe names. I'm talking about mainstream pipeline. Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk, Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, Jordan Peterson, that whole, quote, "don't be woke, bro" factory. And the problem is, this stuff gets pushed. The algorithm loves it. The young boys, the gym bros, the weak-minded men who are just trying to figure out who they are, they end up listening to these people. And suddenly, they're anti-everything. Anti-women, anti-queer, anti-black, anti-trans, just anti. And that's why someone like Hasan is so important. Because he reaches the same audience, but says something different. He's the counterweight, the resistance. He's loud, he's passionate, he's sometimes chaotic, but he speaks to young people in a language they actually understand. And he's doing it with reach, with presence, and with impact. Now look, regardless of whatever opinion you have on him, I get it. There are a lot of these YouTube giga chads who don't like Hasan. They say he's a hypocrite, or a fake socialist, or a champagne liberal, or a capitalist pretending to be woke, or whatever. And look, you are entitled to your opinion, just like I am entitled to mine. And in my opinion, I actually like the guy. I like Hasan. I like what he brings to the table. He's flawed, he's passionate, he rants, he says weird shit sometimes, but at the end of the day, he's doing the work. And I'd rather have that in the conversation than the garbage we usually get fed. Also, he's so fucking hot. I want him to wreck me. I want him to put his whole weight on top of me. I don't want eye contact. I don't want soft lighting. I want him to break me. And when he's done, I want him to spit in my face and leave. Hasan, I love you so much. Also, whatever woman you choose, she won't take care of you better than me. That's all. Okay, at number 3, we have none other than Trisha Paytas. I know what you're going to say. I know. She is a horrible person. She's problematic. She's in the top 10 worst people on this planet. And look, you're not wrong. But can we just, for a second, put all that aside and acknowledge something? Trisha Paytas has given us so much quotable, memeable, absolutely unhinged internet content that I don't even know where to begin. This woman is a walking meme machine. If you hate her, that's fine. But you cannot deny that she is a YouTube icon. Not a good role model, not a hero, but an icon nonetheless. Jenna Marbles is authentic, yeah, But Trisha takes the authenticity to a level that is unhinged, deranged. Like, she's crying on the kitchen floor, talking about how a candlestick went up her ass, her identifying as a chicken nugget, her eating 20 chocolate donuts in one sitting, her arguing with the person at the drive-thru. She's reviewing Taco Bell while sobbing. She is the content. You may not like her, you may hate her, but if you've been on the internet for more than 3 weeks, I promise you, you've heard of Trisha Paytas. She's been your algorithm's guilty pleasure at least once. What I love about Trisha is how sometimes she's actually right about stuff. Like, she's ahead of her time. And it just takes the rest of the world forever to catch up. Think about it. All her scandals with David Dobrik, Ethan Klein, H3H3, when she first spoke out against them, everyone was like, oh, she's crazy. Here she goes again. But then, years later, David Dobrik got exposed for being a horrible person. And Ethan and Gila Klein, we all know the trash that they are. Bullying small creators, going after people like Hasan for no reason. Just absolutely trashy behavior, you know. And the thing is, Trisha has been standing on business. If she gets a bad vibe from you, she'll call it out. And yeah, at first you might be like, okay, she's unwell, but give it time. You'll see why she made sense. Okay, number 2, we have Charlie, aka Moist Critical, aka Penguin Z0. He is my undisputed king of YouTube. Okay, I know for a lot of people, the king of YouTube is Felix, PewDiePie, and that's totally a valid opinion. I respect your preference. But for me, my king of YouTube is Charlie. Hands down. I really wanted to put him on number 1, but I just couldn't do that to, the person that I'm actually putting on number 1. You'll find out why. But if we are talking about pure influence, Charlie is right there. He literally is the reason why I even bother turning on YouTube these days. And honestly, he's the reason I started this channel. He is a huge inspiration to me. The first time I ever saw him was in 2020. I was deep into my H3 podcast era. Yeah, during Frenemies. I know what you're going to say. It has aged like milk. Okay, so during that time, they were reacting to Charlie's review of their, and I'm not making this up, butthole scented candle. And the video literally starts with him saying, "Today I'm going to smell Ethan Klein's butthole." And when I tell you, I howled like a fucking wolf. I was like, who is this man? And then he sniffs the candle, and his whole reaction to it, I was crying. And that was my introduction to Big Moist, and I never left. His deadpan humor, the monotone delivery, the weird calmness in the face of absolute chaos. He is a comedian, okay? Whether he knows it or not. What I love the most about him is how raw his content is. It's just him sitting there in front of a camera, no flashy edits, no jump cuts, no quote, "Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel." No, none of that. Just pure vibes and actual opinions. He gets straight to the point. No BS, no clickbait, no filler. He'll take something completely absurd, like Twitch drama or a crypto scam, and explain it in a way that makes sense to a literal goldfish. And it's always under 10 minutes. Normally, I don't watch videos about YouTube drama or news or whatever because honestly, they're kind of boring. 25 minutes of someone circling the point like a shark with no teeth. But with Charlie, I'm always locked in every single time. And it's not just content, it's how he talks, the way he phrases things, the metaphors, the analogies. It's wild. He has a way with words that's so low effort it becomes genius. Like, he'll casually say something that sounds like it should be printed on a t-shirt and sold at Hot Topic and a philosophy lecture. And again, he is literally the reason I started this channel. He showed me that you don't have to be loud or fake or perfect. You can just be you. And if your voice is real enough, people will listen. Okay, at number 1, we have none other than my favorite 32-year-old lady, Jenna Marbles, the queen of YouTube. Dare I say, she even elevated this platform. Nobody was as authentic of a YouTube content creator than Jenna Marbles. Every week she uploaded a video. It felt like she gave us a peek into her life. It was her way of saying, hey, what's up? This is what's up with me. What's up with you? And we loved her for it. Jenna always offered nothing but authenticity. She never tried to be an influencer, never tried selling us anything, a skincare line, VPN, sponsorships. She never did any of that. She offered nothing but genuine authenticity. She wasn't performing for the algorithm. She was performing for herself. And in that process, accidentally created a cult that I'm proud to be still a part of. You know what? One of my favorite quotes of hers, it's burned into my brain forever, is, quote, life is short, but also terribly and insufferably long at the same time. Like, only Jenna can say something so chaotic and profound in the same breath. I just love it. Actually, let me tell you a story. A few years ago, when I was new at my job, it was a really stressful environment, and one day I came home completely drained. Then I got a YouTube notification. Jenna had uploaded her full face of rhinestones video. I clicked it, and for 15 minutes, I forgot everything. I laughed so hard when I was watching her struggle with glue, laughing until she cried, Julian roasting her in the background. She couldn't even move her face by the end. And I was smiling, happy, healing. That's what Jenna gave us. She made us laugh when we needed it the most. Oh, and her podcast. When Julian would quiz her on random wine quotes and she'd recite the entire thing like it was a scripture. She is the Vine Bible. No notes. And the dogs. Don't even get me started on the dogs. Kermit is the most chaotic little gremlin ever. My nasty boy. Peach is the sassy queen who still owes Jenna money. Although I heard in the last video, Jenna forgo all the money that Peach owed her. So kudos to her. And then we have Marbles, the original baby, the quiet icon who was there with Jenna since the beginning. And Bunny, the tall goth angel. My favorite videos of the dogs were the birthday parties, the hats, the themed cakes. I've never had a birthday that good. I loved watching her and Julian just vibe in the backyard, playing with the dogs, no gimmicks, just joy. Jenna Marbles, she didn't just make content, she made comfort. And I don't care how long she's been gone, she's still the blueprint. You know? She left on her own terms, which I love. And you know what? whatever she chooses to do next, wherever she goes, I'll be there. I'll support her. She gave us so much. The least we can do as fans is to let her rest and cheer her from afar.